picks. I guess we are still talking about the feline species. Today we are going to be reviewing my favorite Avenger, Black Panther, King T'Challa. All right, so let's get started. First of all, this is a 1/5 scale Black Panther on throne statue. It just depicts T'Challa. He is sitting on his throne. He is surrounded by two giant panthers. It's a decent base, decent statue. I'll give you the measurements. And if I seem less than enthused, it's not because it's not a great piece, and I'll give you a little bit of the background to that later. But again, this is 1/5 scale. It is made of resin. For the measurements, let's see, we have the depth at about 14 inches from bottom to very top. Of the point of the throne, we have about 16 inches. And then from one end to the next, we have 20 inches. It is a decent statue. It has a light up feature. So he has a battery in the bottom. You press the button in and his eyes light up. It looks pretty dope in the dark. That's about the best thing about this statue. Aesthetically, it is very nice. He is in his all black. You can see the purple illuminated on him, on his suit. And I will go into detail as to why I love this statue and why I am probably going to get rid of it. I love it because it is absolutely amazing. The concept is great. I ended up going after this piece because I wanted a 1/4 scale statue. And I saw Mr. X, shout out to Mr. X, had a 1/4 scale kind of version of this, and it was amazing. He lit all the way up. You can kind of put the light and see the purple in his suit pop out. The eyes on the panthers on the side of him lit up. It was absolutely amazing. So I started my journey of trying to obtain this statue. I think I waited about a year for it to be shipped to me. Hey, sometimes you wait a while. That's how it is when you're collecting these statues. It's probably the longest I've waited, but I've waited long before. So I was supposed to get the 1/4 scale after several attempts to get in touch with the supplier, which the supplier was great, but I'll leave it there. I'm like, hey, all I see now that you have available are 1/5 scales. I paid for a 1/4 scale. Please make sure they don't accidentally send me a 1/5 scale. And I was told they canceled the 1/4 scale. It's like, why am I reaching out to you to find out that they canceled it? Why wasn't I contacted? And after waiting that long, I'm like, well, should I cancel? And they're like, oh, it's already being shipped to you. Okay, when was someone going to tell me that? What's the shipping number? What's the tracking number? So long story short, it came in. I kind of liked it, but he was way smaller than the 1/4 scale. The panthers next to him did not light up. And even I think the 1/4 scale had like a USB plug that you can utilize. This dude just takes the battery in his bum, and and they didn't even send me the batteries. I had to reach out again and say, what kind of battery should I get? And thankfully I got multiple because I needed two. There was not even a battery flap to protect the battery, so hopefully the acid doesn't spill out in the seat. That sounded disgusting. But I mean, he's a really decent, dope piece, but he just does not fit in with the rest of my collection. Like, all you comic connoisseurs know that T'Challa is married to Aurora Monroe, which is Storm from the X-Men. And when trying to put him next to a 1/4 scale Storm, he looked microscopic, or it looked as if she should be babysitting him as opposed to being his wife. He was just very microscopic next to any statue I tried to display him with. I tried to think of some other places I could put them, but it really didn't work. I may hold on to him for a while. I'll probably end up selling him for like, it'll be a grip, probably like $1,300 or $1,400 free shipping in the US. You can email me if you're interested in it. My email is always in the description. But yeah, it's really a dope statue. And if I was going for a 1/5 scale, it would be great. The statue is awesome. It's just the experience was terrible. Always having to reach out. Um, Finding out that they canceled the scale that I paid for, but the difference in cash has been worked out. The supplier was great. It's just not the best experience, I'll say, with the studio. But overall, it's a really good statue. It's sculpted really well. The paint job looks good. It's just not what I was initially expecting, and it's not gonna go well with my collection. I'll find somewhere to display it for the time being because again, it is a very dope statue, but yeah, it's just not gonna work. Um, we'll get Inspector Petrillo's opinion on it. What do you think about it, Inspector Petrillo?